Welcome to this lesson on year-related time expressions. In this video, we will learn how to talk about the past year and the future year using correct English grammar and sentence structure. These expressions are essential for everyday conversations, storytelling, and making plans. Let's start with the basics. We use the phrase last year to talk about the past, referring to the year before the current one. On the other hand, we use next year to talk about the future, referring to the year that comes after the current one. These are simple but very important time markers in English. There are three main ways to use last year. First, we use it to describe completed actions or events that happened in the past year. For example, last year I graduated from university. Second, we use last year when making comparisons between the past and present. For instance, business was better last year than this year. Third, we use it when talking about statistics or specific data from the previous year. For example, last year we sold 3 million units. These uses help us reference specific past events and achievements. There are three main ways to use next year. First, we use it to express future plans and intentions. For example, next year I want to learn Spanish. Second, we use next year when making predictions about the future. For instance, next year will be full of opportunities. Third, we use it to mention upcoming events that are already scheduled. For example, the conference is scheduled for next year. These uses help us talk about future goals, expectations, and planned events. Now let's look at the grammar rules. When using last year, always pair it with the simple past tense. For example, last year I worked in London, or last year she finished her degree. The verb must be in the past form. When using next year, pair it with future tense. You can use will plus the verb like next year I will travel to Japan, or you can use going to plus the verb like next year they are going to move. Getting the verb tense correct is very important for clear communication. Let's compare how we use these phrases in different contexts. With last year, we reflect on past experiences like last year taught me valuable lessons. We celebrate past achievements, saying last year I broke my personal record. We also describe memorable past moments with last year was unforgettable. With next year, we express expectations like next year should be better. We set goals, saying next year I want to run a marathon. We also express hope for the future with next year will bring new opportunities. Notice how the tone and context change between past and future expressions. Many learners make common mistakes with these expressions. One mistake is using last year with future tense. You might hear, last year I will go to Paris, but this is incorrect. The correct form is last year I went to Paris. Another mistake is using next year with simple past tense. Saying, next year I went to the gym is wrong. The correct form is next year I will go to the gym. A third mistake is saying, last year will be exciting. This is incorrect because we cannot use future tense with last year. The correct form is last year was exciting. Remember to always match the time expression with the correct verb tense. Let's review the 4 key points from this lesson. First, use last year with simple past tense for completed actions. Second, use next year with future tense for plans and predictions. Third, watch your verb tenses carefully to avoid making common mistakes. Fourth, practice with real-life examples in your daily conversations to improve your retention and fluency. By following these rules and practicing regularly, you will become more confident in using these year-related time expressions in English.
If you like this video, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. Visit codelucky.com for more such useful content.